MSNBC was discussing Bernie's landmark democratic socialism speech yesterday, and Claire McCaskill was on there, this right-wing bum was on there, Chuck Todd was on there. It was just a festivity of bullshit. So just check out what they had to say. It was absolutely ridiculous.
That works for the working families of this country.
All right, Jackson County resident in Kansas City, Missouri. Tell me how that plays. Does that appease you and other folks in that part of the country?
No, it does not. And here's what I think Bernie was doing. If you look at the polling, there has been around 30 to 35% of the vote that Elizabeth Warren and Bernie have shared. And most of that has been Bernie's. Well, that's changing. I think he's trying to get back votes from Elizabeth Warren that she is getting over on her side of the ledger because he wants to stay relevant all the way to the convention. He wants to try to influence the policy. Maybe he still thinks he can win, but I don't see how that happens. And I think, frankly, right now, he's campaigning more against Elizabeth Warren than he's campaigning for the presidency.
You know, we were talking about this today, Charlie Sykes, in different ways. Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump are both struggling right now in different ways because they don't have the shared foil that gave them their boosts in 2016, and that is Hillary Clinton. Are we just finding out how important Hillary Clinton was to both politicians?
Oh, Hillary Clinton was absolutely irreplaceable for both of these guys, but I think Senator McCaskill is absolutely right about what Bernie Sanders is doing. Look how Democrats won the House of Representatives last year by flipping some of these suburban votes, having people who voted Republican in the suburbs who decided that they were going to go with Democrats, mainly centrist Democrats. Look, they may be disgusted and alarmed by Trumpism, but they are not ready to go full socialist. That is not where the country is. This country may not be center right anymore. Maybe it's center left, but it is still somewhat centrist. And so going full socialist may be the path for Bernie Sanders to get around Elizabeth Warren. But it is, I'm sorry, I just think it's a formula for electoral disaster. And that's exactly what Donald Trump is counting on in 2020.
First of all, let's get something straight. Claire McCaskill is a bum. She is a glorified bum. She's a loser. She knows nothing beyond losing. She just lost a re-election campaign. She backed a loser in Hillary Clinton. She's a glorified loser. She's the Pillsbury Dough lady. She doesn't know anything. She's a bum, an absolute bum. So you are in no way qualified to tell me or any other voter about how to win. Don't talk to me about winning. You are a loser. All right? Next thing. I like how they view politics as if it's just some big game. It's just one big festivity. It's like the Cavs versus the Warriors. It's like Kawhi versus Curry. It's like a storyline that we should all follow. Game of Thrones. No, this is life and death. This man is running for president because he genuinely wants to make a change in the world. He unveils policies not just to get votes, but because he genuinely believes in them. So simply because Elizabeth Warren's on his coattails does not mean, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a speech so I can win votes and aggrandize myself. That's not Bernie Sanders. That is not what this dude is about. He's never been about that. Politics is not some game. It's not a horse race. This is real life. There are millions of lives on the line with these policies, with the election of certain candidates. So treat it like that. It's serious, and he takes it as seriously as anybody. It's nothing to do with, oh, I'm trying to make a political play. I'm losing. I'm down by 5. I gotta make a big play. That's not what this is. Shut up. All right. And then, I am so tired of this argument. I am so incredibly tired of this argument. This idea that socialism is just so unelectable. It's just so unpopular. All of these socialist policies. America isn't ready for it. It's a losing formula. First of all, you want to talk about a losing formula? How about this triangulation corporate Democrat BS, which got hundreds of seats across the country handed to the Republicans? How about that? Then second of all, these policies are overwhelmingly popular. Bernie, for literally like 3 years straight, was the most popular politician in the United States. This is populist. There's a reason why it's called populist, because the people support it. You clearly have no idea about how politics actually works because you can't see out of your elitist DC bubble. So I'll go ahead and educate you, and I'll go down the list of how the American people actually feel. I'll offer you the pulse of the people. Medicare for all, the policy which you have called lunacy and stupid, and act as if it's unattainable and unelectable, and now as if it's socialism, which the people won't support. Medicare for all, one of the major tenets of this man's campaign, has 70% support amongst the people. Another major tenet of his campaign, tuition-free public colleges and universities, 60+% of people support it. Let's go now, more. Raise the minimum wage. Again, 70+% of people support that idea. Green New Deal, 80+% of people support that idea. You can go down the list of the major flanks of this man's campaign. It has overwhelming amounts of support amongst the American people. This is not some amazing pie in the sky ideal that the people are just not ready for. Socialism. That has nothing to do with that. But see, this is again, their limited mindset. They are so limited. They are stuck in like this time machine back to like 1991 when like Def Jam Records was a big thing and you had freaking Madonna on MTV and just they're stuck in a time warp where they cannot see out of this limited view of the world. People have changed. Yes, this is now a center-left country. And you want to know what that means? Democratic socialism is now the norm. He's not advocating for communism. He's not advocating for some, I don't know, some Marxist nonsense. He's advocating for social democracy. He's advocating for a welfare state. He's advocating for a place where all of our citizens can live a dignified and decent life. He's not advocating for a complete upheaval of the system. He's advocating for heavier regulation of the system and a new form of the system where we actually give back to our communities. That's all he's saying. That's all he's saying. He's not advocating for some communist revolution. It's democratic socialism, really social democracy. And most importantly, Claire and whatever the hell the right-wing bum's name was, Pillsbury Doughboy and girl, let's understand something. These policies have overwhelming amounts of support. And if you don't believe me, if you don't believe that these policies are actually electable, let's go to the polls, which have consistently shown Sanders right there with Biden in whooping Trump's ass. Since 2016, they have shown Bernie routinely whooping his ass by landslide proportions. And beyond that, since they usually oversample older voters, it would probably wallop him even worse. And before we even got them on the same debate stage, where Bernie would again whoop his ass. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of it. I am so tired of it. This idea that, it's just so washed. He's just too crazy and pie in the sky for the American people. We're just not ready for socialism. As if it's some far left crazy idea. This is not Stalin. This is not freaking Mao Zedong. This is a democratic socialist, really social democrat, Jewish old man from Brooklyn who simply wants to redistribute the wealth to a degree where all of our people can live a dignified life. And if you can't find it in your heart to understand that, and also understand that the majority of people in this country support that idea, you are so out of touch with literally anything. And you might want to get out of this political pundit game, because you clearly don't know what the hell you're talking about. God, man. They're so washed. They're so washed. They don't know anything. But they act as if they do. And they spread this narrative to whoever will listen. But guess what, dog? It's about to be 2020. The future is now. People are done with that. We have the internet now. Like we can look shit up. We can see what's going to benefit us. The revolution, whether or not it's going to be televised, it'll at least be played on the damn internet. So you and all your buddies, you're going extinct. The meteor, the Bernie-shaped meteor is coming and it's about to crash in your damn face. So I'll just say this, man. I'll just say this. As I said, the revolution is coming. Period. Bernie just turned over a new leaf in his campaign, and he is absolutely coming for every single one of these motherfuckers next. All right? So bottom line, they can try to stop it through the media. They can try to stop it through some ridiculous political attack. It's coming. The revolution is coming. Period. All right? So I have faith that this narrative is going to continue to be defeated. The polls show it has already been defeated. And I think this is our time. This is our fucking time. So fuck MSNBC and fuck anybody who wants to come for this with some ridiculous washed out narrative that should have been left in 1992.